5:47. November 19th. Shelby's here.
Okay, we're
Just missing Marnie. She called me or she texted me and said she's recovering from surgery. Would like to get excused from singing, leading the singing. So if we could ask
right.
Rick or who else did she say?
Ask
Oh,
Emma. Emma sounds to be, she's really
She
good.
told me that she would be in it, but she is also leading like a few other things, I
Oh.
think, with Snow Queen and
Gotcha.
FCCLA is doing something FFA. So she said she would like to sing with it. There was like 3 of my FCCLA kids, I think, 3 or 4 that said they were interested in singing in it, but.
Would you guys be okay with me sending Marty a little something? Like I get, well,
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
great.
is that okay?
Sure. And then if anybody got a chance to read the agenda, somebody wants to make a motion on approving the agenda.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
And the meeting minutes our little October 22nd meeting.
And just so you guys know, so at the city level, these are being accepted at the city level too. So they did that at their last
Oh, they did
meeting,
that?
and
Okay.
then this meeting will be accepted at the December 2nd meeting.
Okay.
They basically just put them on file if somebody wants to.
So I was gonna ask you, since there's only like 4 of us here, can I make motions or?
You
do
can't
I-
as the
You're a
president.
tiebreaker,
I can't.
Yeah, you can't make motions as the president,
Right.
but it's
but
awkward
you are a
because I
tiebreaker.
can't.
You can't, okay,
Well,
can you
I
not
don't-
vote or can you?
Well, I don't know where that landed.
You're automatically appointed to the board as
Right.
as the finance officer, but
There was this big
I-
weird thing though about
the voter,
me being a vote, so I don't know,
so
I don't know where that landed.
I'll check into that.
Okay.
But, so I'll just ask for motions then.
I'll motion it.
I'll second.
Alright. Do we need to go through the financials or?
Sure. Really, we're just balancing October, so notable on the bottom is the beginning and ending balance. Now, the number below it is with that final payment for the Dakota Plex coming out of there. So that should be about where we continue to sit, since everybody's paying their utilities now. The only payment we really have is insurance now.
And the electrician, did he send you a bill?
No, no.
Okay, so that might drop then.
So, yeah, that would, I'll write that on there. Should I call him?
Yeah,
Yeah?
sure.
Okay.
I'll,
And just see where
See.
that's at.
see when I can get on the schedule.
And then that
Write
should
that
be
up.
the final, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. So, I mean, that looks pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know what that bill will be, but,
He might be up there a little bit.
yeah.
Call him and ask.
Okay.
He should know probably.
Okay.
All right. First thing on the agenda is the GNO update. I guess there's a little bit to update. Rocky's completely moved out now, so I didn't have to have him sign any kind of liability waiver. And place is clean. Did a good job. Otherwise, there'd be,
I have a question. So that insurance policy will cancel, it's already set to cancel the end of December.
okay,
Should we just leave it in, that's the property one? Should we not the liability one, just the property one? Should we leave that in place? until then and just let it, I mean, we're in November already, so I don't know, otherwise it would just be an
Okay.
extra month.
Yeah, what do you guys think? I don't know.
I'm trying to think of why we would need it, but I don't know if, I
As
don't
long as we have liability, I don't see a reason to keep it
okay,
until further progress is decided on.
so we would cancel it as of 11:30?
Sure,
Is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would
So
think
the
so.
property one. You take a motion on that, or
I'll
is
motion
everybody?
it.
I'll second.
So, I think everything can be a unanimous consent, and if I don't have to vote. This is what if there's a motion and a second, it's pretty much considered a unanimous consent, so unless there isn't a second to the motion, I'll just consider it a unanimous consent, so motion approved by unanimous consent then. So I'm trying to figure all this out since we're such a little group.
Okay.
I don't have to count or anything, so. Alright, next item on the agenda, unless there's any more GNO updates as of yet. Alright, so the second item is the Tower Days discussion.
Okay, so Tower Days will be at the park this year, Tom. And then we are looking into getting a DJ for at least Friday night, and then we'll find out after this weekend who we'll have for the band on Saturday night, cause that's the Heartland Festival, starts Thursday night, the Darren and I will be down there, or up there. And so then, pretty much everything will stay the same event wise. We're trying to get fireworks, we'll have to get a hold of the fire department, see if we'll do those this year. And then food trucks, I think we should get at least 2, if not 3 this year, since everything's gonna be at the park. So, that was my thought on it, cause then at least there's stuff down there for everyone.
Is TKC still doing theirs?
No. So I was thinking Mary and Martha, or whatever that one's called, they always come to town. TJ's Barbecue always comes to town. And then see if there'll be a third one, I don't know who else we could get.
Well, are you talking about oldies?
Yeah, oldies I have. that
Oldies,
truck,
so
yeah.
that'll be out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we can get, in a sense, get 2 more. Cause the gas station, we're pretty sure is not gonna do anything, we're assuming.
Are you?
I don't know, I'm just
Oh.
assuming.
I don't
I
know
read
if
it
that's
back up in your
true.
report that
Yeah.
does pretty well with Mexican food.
Okay.
I could get his card.
Yeah.
And I
The
just
one of
kinda thought
variation.
everybody would do something different, so they're not working against each other, so people can choose. And so everybody can,
We tried that last year, but there was 2 Mexican
That
joints.
was all store union and it didn't work
Yeah.
out, yeah.
They fell through.
They fell through, yeah,
One
well,
didn't have their state license and the
Yeah.
other one had overbooked and.
yeah. Yeah, it was just a mess with those. But I
so
figured
you
if
just
I
wanna
jump
make
on
sure
it-
they have their sales tax license, like from the city end, you wanna make sure they have their sales tax
Yeah.
license and their health department.
Yeah,
Right,
it was the health department that they didn't have,
Mhm.
so that's why we canceled that
yes, cause I
one.
didn't wanna deal with that liability.
Cause it's also during the rhubarb festival, that's why we lost a lot of them.
Yeah, cause I go to the Rhubarb Festival.
Is
Where
that the
was that?
same as this year?
Rhubarb Festival is in Viola, I think, somewhere out there.
Is that the
No,
same time this year?
no, because we moved now, instead of being on the 3rd weekend of June, we are on the last weekend of June again. So we're back to our normal one. So we
That's
should,
what's on the sign?
yeah,
Okay.
last weekend, yep. So we shouldn't run into anything.
We got a
People
lot of
might be,
competition, cause of like you were saying with all the quasis and everything.
yeah,
going
so
on.
people might be burnt out coming into ours, cause ours will be like the last one, but it's also right before 4th of July weekend too, so I don't know.
So what all of the events that we have got booked already?
So we'll do bull riding again, and then,
Well, we don't do that.
no, so Lewis always takes care of that one. And then we'll have the DJ Friday night, whoever we can get. And then Saturday will be kickball kickball, we got that, we're getting that one organized, kickball tournament, the cornhole tournament, inflatables, get kinda set up in the pavilion, like a little arts and crafts at the library, and then have different, like maybe carnival games around for the kids, since everything's at the park, just trying to get as much as we can in there. And then do pretty much the concert and then hopefully a fireworks show on Saturday night. And then Sunday will be the golf tournament like usual. We were talking about maybe getting a polka band in during Saturday afternoon for the older people in town, but I haven't gotten a hold of anyone yet. This town caters to, what was the age?
57 years old.
There, that's what our,
Plus, yeah.
It's the average age in this town.
So you're on the 27th, 28th.
27th and 28th.
The 29th is the golf tournament.
Yep.
Well, whatever. the
Yeah, it's
golf-
pretty much, that's just about it, which doesn't really tie into us, but we advertise for it. And then we're gonna probably put the tent beside the baseball diamond and use it as like a makeshift beer gardens. So, have like the backside
We're
of
not
it.
having the tent on the center of the Main Street?
Main Street's all tore
But
up.
we're gonna have that all torn up for
We're
the
not,
infrastructure
we won't
project.
be able to go down there at all, so that's why everything's moved to the park.
Okay.
So we might block off the furthest road at the baseball diamond and put the tent there.
So do we need to start rounding up volunteers or?
For the tent,
Yeah, for the tent for just.
I don't know how that works, cause technically the tent is a hospital, so I don't know. I wasn't around when they set it up.
That was a meeting.
Oh, to set the tent up, you said.
Just to,
Yeah, Rick took charge of that one, so I don't know, I'll probably have to get a hold of Shane and see what to do. Yeah, 'cause we'll need, what did we have, 20 some last year to set it up? And they
A lot of
started
people.
way before us,
But this will be the second time we set it up, so the first time was not very good.
Tom, what do you think about 1 day versus 2 days?
To me, you have the event of the bull riding as its own thing, and then you have Tower Days on Saturday. So
Cause it's just like the DJ.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Friday night.
what if you, again, took that DJ money and put it into a better Saturday night band?
I don't think it's that case, because we did put money into a better Saturday night band, and that was
Didn't make
during
a
the all-school
difference,
reunion, and
or-
it didn't add anything more. A band's a band.
I think, yeah, people just enjoy going out those 2 nights, I think.
We were
Some
told that
people
we were
do
gonna get a
more,
lot
some
more
don't.
people coming in,
Yeah.
and then even the band said that they were gonna be bringing their clan or whatever, and that never happened, so. I think we had just as much good turnout with the gal from Aberdeen last year as we did the year before, there wasn't any more turnout.
So she quoted me, $67.50 for the 1 night. So, like maybe,
The rodeo only goes until 8,
usually
9,
8. Yep.
so,
And so the DJs I'm asking to play from 8 to midnight to get 4 hours.
but we're
of
asking them to play at the Diamond,
Mhm.
not in Maine.
Right,
So we're gonna be asking the oldies and Ernie's to have a beer garden down at the baseball field.
yep, as long as they get their permits for it.
Both nights?
Yep.
There's a lot of people in town for the rodeo, try to keep them in as long as we can. If we have a DJ that costs us $800 to $1,200, what was the last quote?
1900 is what I
There's
got
other
today.
DJs out there, but
Yeah,
it's pretty cheap to keep them in town for the next,
yeah.
Would
that's
that be
I
food trucks
I think people
both
are looking for
nights
something to
too?
do after the
Mhm.
bull
Both
riding.
days or
yeah,
nights or
so
whatever?
I would
When
have,
does the bull riding start?
like noon or something, isn't it?
no, it starts at 5 or 6, I don't remember.
So is that when your activities start, or you?
For Friday, yep.
For Friday, 5 or
Yep,
6?
so have the food trucks there that night to start,
Okay,
probably start at 6, cause not everyone goes to bull riding.
okay.
And then,
Food
yeah,
truck-
then
Food
food-
trucks at the bull riding.
no, food trucks down at the park.
Oh, yeah, it
Well,
is.
Louis has somebody
Yeah,
there
something up
serving
there.
food.
Yeah, I think there's someone that does concessions down there, but that wouldn't be part of me, that's his.
That's part of him,
Yep.
yeah.
Okay.
That's his part, just like the fire department does their beer gardens down
Sure.
there.
So technically, we are only one day
In a
Saturday,
sense, yeah.
because the bull riding takes over on Friday, and then
Yeah,
it's
so
just-
like
they
the
get
bull
done at
riding
8 o'clock.
is their main event, so our main event only on Friday is just that entertainment
Correct.
after that. And then our whole thing is Saturday.
Saturday.
Saturday night is our whole thing.
And then the Sunday thing, that's a golf.
That's
for the
just a golf thing, we
Yep,
just,
that's-
in a sense,
we
we just
advertise it.
advertise for it.
Yep.
Do
that's
they
it.
have DJs at that Heartland thing, or is that all bands?
It's everything, it's inflatables, it's a bubble
So you
person.
might find
Yeah.
something.
Yeah,
about-
I'm hoping so. Yeah, there's,
What's
what
a
it-
bubble person?
he's got this whole bubble machine that just is like, I
That sounds
don't
fun.
Yeah, it's like a bubble where you can go fly into a pool of bubbles, it sounds like.
Can, like a carnival ride. type
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
There's an
Well, we
inflatable.
talked about a
Might
Ferris
make
wheel,
Marty
right?
happy,
Right,
yeah.
again, email today, there's a guy gonna be up there, he's an inflatable zip line.
Oh, boy.
So
There we
it's
go.
like, they're thinking of like everything nowadays for entertainment.
That might be pretty popular.
What?
Yeah,
That is
so.
fun.
I'll get the waivers ready.
It's inflatable.
Go cross the town.
So where are we doing the cornhole tournament?
Down at the park, so I figured you can do it on the,
Basketball court.
yeah, the basketball court or the pickleball court, take the nets down for the pickleball, use the court.
That would work.
Cause the inflatables I'm planning on putting in the little grass area right in front of Maurice
We should
Hoffman's
have a
house.
pickleball tournament. I would be game for that. Would you? Yes.
And then, yeah, so then we'll have arts and crafts in the pavilion to use the pavilion up. So just kinda spread everything out in the park area. Everyone's gonna have to park on the side streets, cause there's really no parking down there, but,
And then, so back to Corey's thing as far as like volunteers and who's doing what and what do you need and what do you envision, like,
well, more,
How many
we'll need people for the tent setup. That's how I did last
Kickball
year.
tournament.
Yep, I'll have to figure out how to do, Amy sent me how she used to run it, so I'll have to get a referee and couple for that. Michaela and her brother will do and Keith will do the cornhole tournament like they did last year. So, and then,
Do you wanna kinda split this up?
Ken,
Give people something to do from,
if they're around,
like,
that's just it too.
like I could check into the whole kickball thing.
Okay, I was gonna ask Beatles if they would sponsor the balls for it,
Okay.
figured they could do that.
I
can
can
talk to
probably
Beatles and-
try and coordinate the tent setup.
Yeah, that would work,
Is that,
yeah.
would that be helpful?
Yeah, cause Rodney's got the tent, so.
Yeah.
And then it's just
So I can, that would be,
him, Shane, Mike Gunderson, and Jeb Shook were like the main people that took
Okay.
over last year to do it.
okay.
So,
I can put that together and come back to you with something.
Okay,
I don't know.
bull riding is Lewis,
Go to the kickball.
Do we have to do a stage?
So that was.
so we still have the stage from last year,
But we still have to put it up.
we just gotta
So
screw it
that-
together in a sense.
So that's part of the tent project as well?
Yeah,
Okay.
or
Or are you
Russ,
still gonna have them look?
yeah,
at
Russ
that?
Meyer's looking into, kinda like a portable stage that, like Nick Myers got at the M station and back there with like a little roof on it.
We got power down there?
Yes, yep.
Enough?
Yes, cause Scott Davies said that they ran one of the bands down there for like the Quasi or something back in the day, so there should be enough power down there.
And then are you gonna mention the pie?
Yeah, how do you wanna do that this year? Do we wanna do the soup supper or
I
do
don't
we
know.
wanna do something different? Cause it gets harder and harder every year to even get the donations for it. So we only make max $3,000 off of it.
And that's your fundraiser?
That's our main one, so I
That's
don't
your
know if we
main
wanna do something
fundraiser.
different, like, Chase the Ace, or,
No,
I don't know what else.
that is too much.
Right, so I don't know, I don't know if we wanna keep it this year, or do something different. So we'll try to do our cornhole tournament again, but we really didn't
We
make a
don't
lot.
make anything off of that.
No,
We
we
were
didn't.
going to and we didn't.
So,
I think we have to keep when is that?
the soup supper, so Rick mentioned to do it closer to, cause usually we do in April. So he said this year try to schedule it closer to February or March. Because April runs into like calving season or storms or other events, so. I don't know when to,
I think we need to keep it. Just
You
April.
Tom, you know how Ipswich does that? Do you
What's
know?
that?
Do you know?
mm-hmm.
I'm just curious how they raise their fund.
Is it
Just do
because,
two.
They don't, they charge to get into their band.
And that's how they
Yep,
recoup all of that.
yep, I think we're about the only ones who don't charge anymore. Cause I think even Salvi and Jav are gonna charge this year for their quasi, if I heard right. So it might get down to it where we have to
I
start
was
charging.
gonna say, how do you guys feel about that?
People might not like it, but
Do you think people would still come?
I feel like people will still support it, but you'll also have people, I'm sure, who stand like
Stay at their house
outside
and
of
listen?
wherever.
yeah.
Okay, if you're charging right here, okay, we're gonna stand back here and listen and socialize, like, there might be some of
I
those.
think that's why it would be like,
So
it
then
would be easier on Main Street to do that, you know, where it's down at the park, it's a little easier to not, I mean, there will be some people obviously, but you have to like, when it's on Main Street, you can be anywhere and get into it or get without having somebody at the gate or at that, there's too many open spaces to.
Mhm.
I mean,
Get
sure,
in.
if you charge like $5 per person, I don't think that's bad.
Well, and keep the beer gardens on the inside
Yeah.
too, so then they don't have access to that.
Yeah,
or
you
something.
almost have to keep everything, where you'd have like gates and you would just have to get people coming in.
We still have enough funds in our account to be able to pay for this one, right?
We have $7,300 sitting right now.
So we can cover this year.
That'll be pretty much it.
Do you think it's harder to get donations for that fundraiser because there's just less people on the committee, or is that what it is? Or like people that you're asking aren't saying yes?
Really, we haven't asked donations wise. Other than the city giving us a donation, no one has ever given us a donation.
But like for the soup and pie thing, like you said that it's been harder to get.
Like pies and soup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it just because there's less people on the committee to like ask people,
No,
or
'cause
is it
we'll
just
split
people
it down,
don't
like-
want to? Cause I know like when Tom and I have helped with that before, like we've never had an issue with people saying no.
No.
Like usually people are really good about it.
I think it's easier to get like your soups in and stuff, the breads are kinda hard, the pies are easy to get in, but to get in your 4 loaves of bread for each group is kinda,
You can get the turnout though, too.
yeah.
Last year, you said we made 3, but we didn't have that great of a turnout.
Yeah.
We also had first communion going on, there was a prom going on.
It's hard to plan
It's
around.
hard to be up
Like,
against
there's
that.
always something going on no matter when you do it.
So that's why Rick mentioned to go farther up in the calendar versus staying in like the month of April, cause April's just so busy.
Thanks. Soup and pie always sounds better when you're cold.
Yeah,
Mhm.
true.
Well, yeah, and that, last year was really warm out too. It was like in the 50s.
Yeah.
It was sunshiny and no wind that day.
Alright, well, I think we all have something to work on until next meeting anyway.
Yep.
Progression on that. See if anybody can think of anything else I'd like to add, and we'll move on to the third topic on the agenda here, the live stream discussion. I guess we're trying it out tonight, see how well it goes over. If we get any positive feedback, we'll probably continue. Otherwise, we need to check in. Is there a cost? Or,
Where does this live streaming?
So I think that's my question
It'll
too,
be-
is like,
It'll be uploaded to YouTube.
well, and how do people, if we're gonna do it,
feel like you
Right.
need to post on the Facebook page and like.
Yeah, you do.
Put it on the channel or something?
Yeah.
Well, and if it's, if it's.
I don't
a-
have
if it's
access
a
to that.
If it's a city entity, I think I would probably need to list some sort of link there too, so I'm not sure.
So the same Outlook Bank or,
We have a website, so it's the bowdlesd.com.
Would you put it on the combine since we have that now too?
On the
What is
what?
a combine?
The Prairie Combine.
What's the Prairie Combine?
I think that's just more for advertising.
There's old minutes and everything, agendas on there.
I think
was
it's
looking
just
at it.
cause they're linked to our website.
Could be.
That's where they got those, cause I didn't supply those. I think she's just linked to our website. It just redirects you.
And what's the Facebook one?
Do you have more than one? Do you have city council one? Do you have an economic development?
No, and these were just downloaded when I first started, so I don't even know how to
Is it just
Transfer
Bowdle
it.
Economic Development?
it is, let me just look here.
Yes, I think that's how it starts.
There's City of Bowdle SD is the city one, and then economic, yeah, it's Bowdle Economic Development Corporation is the other one.
Oh, it's a corporation?
Yeah.
So you should have your own entities, because then you'd get a lot more community involvement if they knew.
What do you mean?
Like, I don't think anybody knows what that is, so if you're doing Tower Days and you wanted to give an update on Tower Days, and maybe somebody does wanna give a donation, or,
Cause they have the Tower Days page too. There's a Tower Days page, there's a
Okay.
Bowdle Economic Development page.
and so you could crisscross them and tag in there, so that if somebody goes to one spot, they could get to the other one.
Usually I do, so when I post on the Tower Days page, I usually tag every business in town, so it gets out to, well, every business that I have on Facebook, so it gets out to as much as I can. And then I try to share it right away, so everyone else can try to share it.
Well,
Yeah, that's a good point on the donations.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a spot to donate on any of these pages?
so what again are you guys, Bowdle Tower? what?
Bowdle Tower Days Committee.
Okay.
And you're a nonprofit.
Yep.
Okay, so they could do it, Bowdle Economic can't.
Right, someplace to donate to the Tower Days.
Yeah, but a corporation, I wouldn't do that.
Well, economic development is a nonprofit.
Then you shouldn't have corporation is what I'm saying, that's
Yeah,
confusing.
I'm gonna have to ask Vaughn.
Yeah, I would. Cause that'll get flagged if you do, like, say you did a GoFundMe, say you did anything,
Yeah,
and they're gonna wanna know where the donations go.
so, yeah, and the committee, I mean, I think the committee is supposed to be under the city. Cause a committee is,
But I'm not.
Who's
not-
taking the money?
a committee is not an official,
I'm under a club,
you're under, which club?
Bowdle Commercial Club.
Okay, so that's different.
Yep. And
Yeah.
I'm off of that.
So you're a committee under the commercial club?
Yep.
Oh, see, this is, okay.
The
Yeah,
same-
I
the
know,
same
I
as we-
can't, I'm
the
not
same-
following the
The same
line.
as we should almost be a committee under the city, or no?
Well,
No,
there's some things we couldn't do if we were that,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah. So that gets into some different,
There's too
Like-
many gray lines.
well, that's why I guess I'm trying to figure out how Tower Days isn't under the city. Because it's a city event, or is it does the liability lie under the commercial club? See, I don't know, I don't know those answers.
I don't think the city wants the liability, and then, I would think the city would have to kick in some more money for it. You'd probably have to get some sort of insurance. I mean, I think that gets messy.
Yeah, well, that's the
Oh, it's all on city ground.
That's the thing.
It
It's
is,
all
but
on
these people
city's
have to buy
grounds.
permits,
Who?
The commercial one.
alcohol,
Oh,
any of that, they have to buy a permit.
right,
I don't think they've
everybody
ever
has to
bought one, they're just approved. Yeah,
have to get the city
there's
license.
lots of questions.
For who, Vaughn?
I think so, yeah. I don't know who else would know.
hire Vaughn to answer all our legality questions?
Well, can't you get him
I
to
think
do it
we
under the
maybe
city?
ask that at the city level, yes.
Yeah.
City
I
level.
think I'll ask that, cause
Okay. So we'll note that then, keep everybody legal here. But it's, so getting back to the live stream discussion. See, we're gonna put it on all these websites here. And,
We can notify them and share a link, then it would take less work from you, you just,
I think we need to put it in the paper once, just to let everyone else know who's not on. the
I
website.
think she's on it, cause she asked me for my name and stuff the last time. I don't know, is there a paper out this week?
I don't see it till Thursday.
Okay, any more discussion on that? Alright, on to the festive lights and winter nights. Any updates on that? I spoke with everyone on my list, invited them, gave them the, little company flyer, anyway.
So do you have solids? Like a list of who's a yes
Did
or
anybody
according
call
to you?
back yet?
I just got maybes is all I got. They just said okay, pretty much. Did you talk to Mrs. Kessler and see everything that's going on or what they all wanna do?
I talked to Josie, cause I texted both of them, but Kessler didn't get back to me. But Josie was like, I don't see why that wouldn't be fine for Marcella and those guys to do the hot chocolate and apple cider. And
You
then,
sent-
yes,
Okay.
yep.
So as far as the petting zoo, the FFA is.
And then FFA
Yes.
would still do like the petting zoo and the setup, like decorating or whatever they had
Yeah.
talked about.
So, and Mariah got a hold of me yesterday for student council. They have different backdrops
Yep.
to do if we wanna do pictures and whatnot. So she said that if we wanna use backdrops or anything for that, we could. Just to let her know.
And I have the hospital said yes. And what happened with the fire department thing?
Okay, so Barb said absolutely nothing here, just in case there is a fire. So I was thinking maybe move it down by the youth center, or closer to the youth center, since there's gonna be hot cocoa and apple cider there. I haven't talked to Marcella, but I just thought about that today. And then we just gotta figure out where these burn barrels are. And she said that she'll look into it too, so.
Tara said that she will do something. She said that they're gonna have a fire pit out front, their window's gonna be decorated, and then they're gonna have like Christmas ornament or wine tag that people can come in and color, and then they'll have specials throughout their store.
Alright,
They're good.
Is the fire pit that she's doing just for like
I
more
don't-
watch and looks, or
I don't
like, are
know
we doing a fire
exactly.
department fire pit and? I mean, not that there can't be two, I'm sure it's gonna be cold.
She just said there's gonna be a fire pit out front. I don't know if
just
that
to
she's
keep people
doing,
warm, I bet.
Okay.
yeah, anything with it, or if it'll just be, yeah, out there. Yeah, everyone else was like, we'll let you know.
Yeah,
I know, like,
I don't know.
I got one solid no, and then the other ones were like, we'll let you know.
So I don't know if it's because we're keeping it stationary and not moving, or if it's just something, I don't know.
Okay, so I talked to the people, and a couple of them were like, I thought the deadline was over already. And I was like, what deadline?
I thought this was the deadline.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah.
And they were like, I heard that the deadline was last week. And I was like, no, like there's still lots of room for everyone, and
Yeah,
like if you wanna do it, let me know.
right,
So, I think there was just like,
confusion.
yes.
If I could add, there is confusion, and they don't exactly know what the deal is, so they're pretty non-committal straight across the board. That's why.
Well, so I
They're
think,
confused.
I think that's where things get weird, so with the,
Maybe we should all just follow back up with the people who we talked to, because I left it as they should get a hold of you and maybe they're not comfortable with that.
Just fine.
I feel like we really need to push it out on like social media and stuff
Yes.
too, like anyone who's interested, just let us
100%.
know.
Yep. Yeah, so we can put you down.
Like, I think we really need to advertise, like if we're gonna do it and we want people to do it, I think we need to put it out there.
All the maybes.
So,
Because we
Yeah.
still, yeah, we want people to like show up too.
so you have
So-
the FFA and that, but they aren't really on the road, as far as on the road.
Cause right now I don't
Tara's
have,
not on the
no,
road.
so far I don't have anyone who has said that they would be on the road.
So-
Marty said Stu would decorate the front of hers.
Okay. Do
Jack-
you wanna?
Jackie said she would do Turner Drive when she was here.
Yes, and she did follow up with Corey with that too, right, with the electricity and stuff?
I just stopped by and
Okay.
talked to,
Do you wanna mark
her name.
Jackie in front of Turner's? And then
They were
the
wondering about
hospital,
phone.
I don't know where we want the hospital, if you wanna mark a space
So
for them.
you've got here's open, you've got here's open, and here's open in a sense.
Well, you want them on either sides of the road, right?
Yeah, so like you can go.
Even if they're in front of businesses, that's okay, cause people will be
Right.
walking in between, okay.
Yep, so like in a sense, this is not the business, cause that's at whatever area right between Irv's and the bar. That's that old building that sits right by the park, and then that's Angela's building that hides right behind,
So,
according to Google.
where would you said the fire department would be,
Roughly right,
Right
like in this
here.
area. Yeah,
so they'd be actually on the road, right?
yeah,
So, fire department. And then, that's where the city is gonna be up here.
yep.
And so
So
you have Jack,
you have,
so Turner would be here. So then the vet clinic said they would do it
Oh, the Penningsy's gonna be way over here.
yes,
in the park, right?
yep, right next to the park, right by Drake's apartments, so right here is Drake's apartments,
Yep.
right on that road.
So we'd have to, so if you wanna put the vet clinic somewhere and the hospital somewhere.
Do you wanna put the vet clinic right next to the petting zoo?
Sure.
Okay. So, put them right here.
The hospital, I don't know what they're gonna do. And then,
Right from the
Dakota
center.
Gas and Go, or the new people from Bowdle Pit Stop, she just needed a few more days.
Okay.
She's like, we have a lot of hype, but I need to make sure that I actually have somebody that will do it. But they're
Should put the
interested, so if
hospital.
you could hold a spot for them for a couple days.
I don't know, fill it this side more, I don't know. Or maybe there, I don't know.
And then you said Ernie's gonna do his thing,
Yep, he's got his karaoke going on.
and then I think Kurt and Peggy are gonna do karaoke in some fashion there
Santa
with
pictures.
him.
Outside, that'll be outside, I was just gonna ask, is there gonna be music outside, like if you were to play that when somebody else is singing, I think it would get you some more hype, like the
Oh.
Christmas carols, like,
I thought he was gonna be later at the Legion yesterday.
What?
Like they were gonna do karaoke at the bar while the kids are being
Yeah,
taken care of at the
so
Legion.
my FCCLA kids, we said that we would do that. We were just kind of wondering on a time, cause it's like a school night, so I don't know how late people will have their younger kids out anyways.
So
Like, do
Kurt-
we start earlier? Do we start at like 8? Do we start,
Kurt said that they probably wouldn't do a late night either,
okay.
so that
So
might
could
line up
we-
nice.
Yeah, is there any way we could
You could
start
stop it
that
at 10
movie?
or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was thinking like, yeah, you wanted to go
Like
no
8
later
to
than
10 or
10.
something?
Yeah, 8 to 10 sounds good to me.
I do have a Legion reserved for you, so.
Okay, perfect. We can do that, but we need to figure out like a projector or something. The school.
I
night.
have one.
We can do
I
that.
I
have
don't
one
know
too.
how good it is.
I have one that'll, you can project it off of your phone, and then I have the white screen and everything.
Oh, you do?
Are you
I do.
doing a spot?
Could we borrow it?
Yeah.
Okay, that'd be great.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Are you
So you
doing a
can just,
spot?
you can use your phone, just like
Yeah.
put a movie on your phone and then that'll hook up to it?
Yep,
Oh, that's nice.
and then it'll project it against whatever.
Do you mind?
Okay.
No, okay.
That would be awesome.
So you just decide, and we can switch people around, but like, where do you want the hospital?
Well, to me, it's looking like, are they gonna decorate?
Is anyone from my
Senior
caterer
center.
gonna want
Maybe
to
go
pick up?
check with the senior center, do we?
Going on,
I don't think,
payloader,
did any of us have that?
sprayer, interrogator.
I don't
Cause
think.
I
Talk
thought
to
we were
Wade.
gonna ask them to do the big
When is
stuff.
this?
Thursday, December 19th.
I'm thinking if we don't get any more trailers, who's got a trailer, the vet clinic?
They're gonna have a trailer. Cause
Okay.
she literally was like, can it be 12 feet or something? I was like, sure,
Right,
yeah,
so maybe we should
some,
just have them decorate the front of one of these open buildings or lots that aren't decorated, and then we'd get the all the buildings lit up.
I wonder if the hospital's
Instead
gonna be
of-
like an ambulance or
instead of-
something.
Did you find anything
But
out
that-
about the
but that would be
nativity
cool.
scenes?
Yeah,
I got-
Marcella said that she's done it before and it was a lot of work and she didn't think that.
Stacy
she'd be
texted
able to
all
do
of his
that.
parents, but no one replied back, so I didn't know what
Right.
was going on. The nativity scene, the
Oh,
live
okay.
nativity
Okay.
scene.
So like
Who,
then,
who texted you?
Stacy Presler.
Oh, okay, about the nativity?
And then
Were they
what else did I
interested?
say?
No one replied
So-
back to her,
we could put,
so I'm guessing not, I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, from what Marcella said, she said that it was a lot of work when she did it before.
It's just so cool.
And it was, and that's what I was like,
yeah,
I would probably volunteer like my family to do that, but that is cool. I don't know that I would volunteer to stand out there the whole time.
And there's no sleep.
Yeah.
Where's
Either way.
this, so she's doing
perfect.
fire. Would you say Tara's doing any
Open,
fire pit?
open
She's-
store.
She's
Open
doing
store.
carpet and then she's doing some
Something in the store.
ornament decorating and some specials in the store.
Santa, and this is maybe Mariah backdrop, right? To help or change or whatever. This is this, fire department, possible s'mores. Anybody know about the do you know about the library? Did Lydia decide?
I didn't talk to the library.
So
Okay.
Lydia texted me asking me what we all had in mind, and I said possibly do like arts and crafts or something. She was gonna take it to their meeting that night, but she never got back to me.
Well, and,
So I don't know what's
that
going on.
board had said that they left it up to her.
Okay,
Do you wanna re-follow up with her?
yep, I'll follow up with Lydia tomorrow, see what's going on.
And like I said, I feel like we do just need to push it out on social media. Just to get word out to everyone and just like kind of.
Well,
like-
and people had asked me about that date, and what I didn't wanna happen was, like, we're setting a date and then we had no one.
Yeah.
That's what my worry was
Yeah,
when we
but I
did the
think-
whole, like,
yes.
thing, I'm like,
But this
let's
is,
see if
this
we
is
can
enough
figure it
already,
out
for
first.
sure.
But if
Okay.
people still wanna do it, like, yes, you're more than welcome to, there's plenty of space.
So, yeah, it seems like we have enough stuff now that we can make
Yeah.
it go
And you can,
if
you
this
can
was all
basically
it
put
was.
me
Okay.
at the end wherever any open spot is. If I'm just decorating a trailer, I'll just put it.
Was there anything for the neighborhood lights or anything, like to get any hype going out
I
there?
feel like we should do something with that too.
You
but,
definitely
like, do that
should,
right away, because
'cause
that could be
it'll
something where
create
people
hype.
could, drive around even
Yep.
and like check out the lights, like what we did last year. I mean, I feel like even with the little contest last year, there were still more people that decorated their house than usual.
Well, and even if it wasn't a contest, I mean, I get that, there's competition, obviously, I'll have to win it, but my point is,
Yep,
it gets hype. And
yeah,
if you bring that hype, and then back to, I don't know, can Troy play music outside or something? I mean,
I don't think he's gonna do that, drag out his equipment.
I'm not talking about a lot of equipment,
Is that
I've
what
got
you- is that
equipment,
what
if you
you
want
were-
even
equipment.
if you could just have like a
referring to
big
earlier.
speaker.
That's
like,
all-
maybe
I
have, like,
mean,
a big, like,
that's all you
speaker
got.
Or
I've-
something that you could just play like Christmas music.
We
that'd be
have that,
fun.
and we can totally, remember when I was trying to
Yeah.
bring Tiki home?
Yeah,
The jungle noises? Yeah, we can do it.
that would be cool, just to have Christmas music going.
That's the only, I mean, that's gonna keep people around, to keep them like a little jazzed up a little bit, otherwise I feel like they're gonna be like, Mom, it's so cold.
Yeah, yep.
Okay, so ladies, donate the screen or the. not the
Yeah,
screen,
I'll get it
Jeff.
to,
I'll talk to you.
yep, I'll get it to Miss Center,
And the speaker,
yep.
okay,
You have all the stuff.
she does.
I have a
You want
comm room,
microphones too?
I have a comm room.
So somebody grabs it that you don't want.
Yeah.
How concentrated is this area, like, so, and what's the foul weather plan? I mean, like, what if we get a raging blizzard or the wind's blowing like this, nobody's kids wanna come out?
All the businesses are gonna be open, everyone can go inside. There should be, you know,
I mean,
They
if it's
can
like
go in the
really
youth
bad,
center,
you can
they can
If
go in
it's-
oldies
but-
back
Right.
room,
Yeah,
they
if
can go in the
If worse
Legion
comes
maybe.
to worse, we can move Santa to the back room of oldies, right?
Mhm.
For pictures, cause we're gonna do pictures with Santa, so.
Okay,
I think
Was
there's gonna be
anyone
enough
else a
open
yes?
businesses,
okay.
Turner, the library and.
those were my only like yes.
I was just thinking like for music to where you could get centralized and,
Plus the Legion's gonna be open.
I know Amy,
kid care.
Well, and then the
Haven't
park's gonna
decided
have
what she was gonna
caroling,
do.
so
Yeah, she was.
right, I was
Oh,
thinking
she
just
was
when
iffy.
they're not doing
I
that.
went and talked to her and
Yeah.
gave her a
to
flyer
have
and
maybe on the other side
she's
of
like,
town
okay,
in a
yeah,
sense.
but I don't know what I'm gonna do if I wanna be down at the corner or back here. She's still undecided, I guess. So it'd be this,
Should be right behind the youth center,
Yeah.
possibly.
oh, maybe,
or she might come up to the intersection.
here, okay.
That's as far as she got, but it sounds like she was gonna do something.
Who was that?
Amy.
The watering can.
The watering can.
Yeah. Well, that's cool.
The lady at the Bowdle Building Hardware store was thinking of bringing her pet cow to the petting zoo, but she wanted a separate pen where it's not gonna touch noses to anything.
Oh, yeah,
So I don't know if she got a hold of you at all, but she might cancel that.
well, can she bring her own pen? I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Alright, so any more discussion on that?
So we can put it out on the Facebook page. What else?
Yeah.
I suppose like if we all just share it, like just try and get people to share it and then,
We print
Like
out
the-
flyers and hang them up to all the businesses.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I think we should plan out
I mean-
flyers, yeah.
Yeah, we could do that.
Amy was talking about something to set on the, you know, like, right beside the cash register, so everyone can just see it. Some kind of fold out thing, Christmas tree or something, I don't know.
A what?
Some kind of little display that she could set beside the cash register, you know, some little unique thing. You know, like set it at the banks and where everybody goes, the post
Oh, yeah.
office, and instead of just a flyer that goes
Yeah.
up,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
something that actually sits up. Carrie would probably be on that, so.
I can see it.
I feel like you have enough time to, you know, do some more of these things and to Mrs. Zinner's point, get it pushed a little bit harder.
Yeah, cause I think there was just confusion about the dates, but like just to put it out there, like.
That,
So-
what do
Still
we
wanna
need?
do it, like reach out to us. like,
Yes,
The more the merrier.
and that, oh, good one.
Yeah.
And then feature who's gonna be singing, let them know, you know, maybe you could have, who is doing it? Is Emma singing? So then you could have
Yeah.
Emma do a little thing.
She's great.
Yeah, she's excellent. So you could have her do a little thing and maybe, you know what I mean?
Well, then
Yeah.
you should get her a microphone.
Yeah,
I
what
have
are they
some.
planning on doing? Cause they were just gonna like
Just
go
Kurt.
around this tree, like the big tree setup.
Yeah, we were gonna
And
get
just
the,
like basically start caroling and like anyone
Right.
can join in type of thing?
I think-
Margie was gonna lead it. yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, cause I offered the stage that we use, they can stand on so they're not in the snow.
Okay.
Get a couple of those stage sections out for them.
Okay.
Does a tree light up?
Haven't tried that.
When do they start putting up those decorations, the Christmas decorations, like Rodney, when does he do that?
I'll have to wait for Carrie to do that.
Oh,
I guess, we have to take a quick 5-minute break.
Yep. Ready for regionals?
It's complete chaos right now. Like, oh my goodness, cause Emma is the region president, and so we're in charge of like the whole meeting. done that before, and student council's done it before, and Gold Club used to do it, are they the ones that used to do it?
So when I
Or the
started,
healthcare.
I've asked the student council the last several times
Yeah.
I've asked, so I don't know.
Yeah, if no one else wanted to do it, I would consider it for FCCLA, because that is an easy fundraiser.
Keep the color, do you go back to the color run or?
When we did it, we just did a regular 5K,
Okay.
and it went well, but we could do something, I don't know, I could talk to the kids, but
Have
that
people bike in
would
it like they
be-
did?
yeah, like Tom biked in it one year. I would be interested unless student council wants to do it, which I know last year they didn't, but maybe.
Put them on the parade route then? So the parade route's gonna be, start at the school, go all the way down by the nursing home, like usual,
Yep.
and then cut down that last road to like go to Joelle's house,
Mhm.
and then hit Third, which is right by, Maurice's house, I think.
Yep.
'Cause then that's a through road, so then that bypasses Main.
Yeah,
So I'm thinking for parade routes, and that just keeps everyone away from Main, and then it's a rectangle, then we're not driving through streets as much.
yeah, we can, I know, I probably have the route saved from the last time we did it, we made like little maps, I think. But, yeah, I don't know, it'd be good with whatever. But, that's a possibility.
I was gonna say too, for like big band, like for Tower Days, I think you'd get somebody to pay for a big band.
We're trying.
Absolutely
So I'm really
would.
wanting.
For a big band, they'd pay.
They're just so spendy this year.
Oh, I suppose. Isn't there anybody that could put pressure on these people that the tent came down on the last time and they didn't do their whole performance and it was said?
I know, and they
Yeah, it
were
was
gonna be
said that
so
they were-
good.
Yeah, it was said they were going to come back, and I don't feel like they've had enough pressure exerted on them after they
So,
got the money.
That was so expensive too.
Do you wanna know how much they wanna come back for? Over 20 grand, and I paid 15 for them, and it was hard enough to get the 15.
That's
And
insane.
they're demanding they be like in an enclosed, like the OD Ice Arena or something like that.
Oh, I suppose.
To come back, yeah. For their 20 minutes of fame that they
Yeah.
played for.
Yeah.
What a bummer.
Next, I'm sure you got other bands that you could get. There's gotta be some that are really good that you don't know about.
Tripwire would come for, what was it, $6,700, I think?
Tripwire would be good.
Yeah, but I have to find room and board for them.
Oh.
Talk to oldies about that.
Yeah, they'd have to stay the night is their stipulation. Which I mean, I
Tripwire.
get, we're in the
Yeah.
middle of nowhere, like if they're gonna drive, yeah.
Well,
they
yeah,
don't
for
wanna-
sure.
They don't wanna drive back at midnight, 1:00 in the morning to wherever they have
Right.
to go.
We'll make a deal with them, make them play for 2 nights, or an afternoon set, then a night set, then you can give them their, whatever they want, I mean,
And I'm all for
They
the
did
2
just
nights,
get,
like Lizzie Holfer
three
was
of those
supposed to be
rooms.
2 nights last year, but she had a
Up there,
That'd be
so
nice.
previous,
just use them for hunters.
commitment that came up for Friday night, so that's why she didn't play. But I mean, even she was good last
Lizzie
year.
Helper was so good.
yeah,
She's
she was,
opening up
she was
for
not
a
horrible.
festival on Thursday night, so. Yeah, I didn't mind her at all. She definitely could belt being pregnant, I don't think
Yeah.
about that.
Yep.
Nope. Yeah, the Prairie Combine will take you to the Facebook. It just takes you to everything.
Uh-huh.
You got the Facebook.
Where are you finding this?
The Prairie Combine, it's an
Yeah.
app that, okay, how much do we pay for it?
$400.
Yeah, it's us,
To join.
Eureka,
Oh.
there's, I think Carrie posted it on Facebook, I don't remember.
Yeah, Prairie Combine is an app for all the rural communities to post everything at the same site.
Covers 10 plus towns in South Dakota. The app will help you stay in the know about local, regional events, businesses, housing and lodging, and much, much more.
Okay, what's the reach it's getting? I mean,
Uh,
what's your
Pollock-
involvement?
Pollock, Harry, and, or like, who it's hitting, or?
Yeah, I wanna know what the involvement, the involvement that you're getting, like, how
um,
many views, what's,
Oh,
I don't think a lot of people know about it.
no, they
Yeah.
don't.
Cause
try, so like Eureka.
You'd have to
Falls,
cross-reference everything that you're doing on the other ones.
Eureka's going like,
Do you have an Instagram page?
I don't think so.
It's just an app.
No, I'm saying with that app is sending you somewhere. It's gonna feed off. So I was seeing if the Economic Development Committee had an Instagram post page. Cause Facebook is for older people. Instagram is getting there where we're not even gonna be relevant on it, and then there's TikTok. So if anybody's got any social media skills, it should be on every single one of those. That's gonna get you your maximum involvement, is what I'm saying.
Right. And that's why we joined it, so more people would show up to our events.
It's got, like everything, it's got all the businesses on it.
Yeah.
Oh, there you are.
That is cool.
Oh, there's Hercules.
That's interesting.
Okay, so I have to do the kickball thing. Trick wired. Ask my dad about the rooms.
Oh, it's called Splat Inflatables Zip Line. That's what the entertainment is for one night. Or Bubble You Bubble Tower.
Bubble tower.
Yeah. Or there's a Montana Premier Foam Party. There's a 60s band. There we go.
I don't know. That might go over real well.
That was the other thing I was
For
saying, why don't you
yeah.
have like, okay, a 60s band or something like that, you mentioned you wanna keep people here after bull riding. When they have that shoulder time, that's when you lose them. So if you had like another, like that, start, even when the bull riding is going on, you're still gonna get people pushed up here.
Yep, that's why I was trying to get like our, for example, our DJ to start at 8 instead of usually we start them at 9. So that way by the time bull riding's done, they have time to get a drink or whatever. But I mean, if he starts at 8, it'll get people keep going. Whoever didn't go to it can watch it type deal.
Right.
Oh, we do have a magician too, I forgot about that one. So he'll be on Saturday afternoon. Since that was such a hit.
Same time as the kickball.
No, I think we pushed him like 5 or 6.
Kinda like how it has been after
Yeah.
the meal.
Usually after the meal, in between, so then there's something going on between the meal and the concert. I thought the kids had fun with it last year. He was
Yeah, they
good.
did have fun with it.
This guy comes
I
out
was
of
entertained.
Nebraska,
Okay,
and he was at the library in Aberdeen.
okay. Fun.
Yeah, get something different. push it on social media and then do flyers around town. Make a new one or use the one I sent us? I don't really remember what was
You
on
can kind
there.
of use it, but maybe just put on there like, feel
Delete
free to
the-
reach out.
delete the call.
Well, do you wanna leave that on there
I don't
still,
know.
or
I'm
just
with that.
like, do we still want people to reach out if they're gonna do something so we can help them like promote it, or?
We need to somehow know if they're gonna, in a sense, show up.
If they're gonna do
We're prepared
something.
for it. Another thing too, we gotta figure out what time are we gonna start, set up that day and close down the street, 'cause we gotta let all the businesses know. If we're starting at 5:30, we probably gotta start closing down, start setting up at like 3-ish, 3:30.
I
I mean,
know,
we can
I
get
know
like the
Oldie's always
stage and
closes
the
from-
decorations.
always closes from 2 to 4 anyway, so I don't think we'd be,
No, but like Turner Road,
Messing
we
up
gotta
any
let them
traffic,
know,
yeah.
so traffic can park in back, the bar in a sense.
I'd say 2 o'clock anyway.
Okay. Yeah, 'cause then Ronnie's gotta go out there and flag the street down.
Block it off and put the payloader over there.
Cause I mean, we can go to the night before and get like the decorations and all that stuff set up, not,
Yeah.
probably not the backgrounds, just we don't want the weather to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I give people 3 hours to decorate without worrying about getting run over. Should be enough.
And then it helps us too to get them stationed into where they need to go if they're on the road or whatnot.
Mhm.
Yeah, so do we need to like put that information on the poster?
So
Or-
what I did when I closed Main Street down is I posted it on Facebook,
Okay,
like the Monday of when we were gonna start. And then I went to all the businesses to let them know, so they could let everyone know that, hey, at Wednesday we were shutting it down until
okay,
Monday, I think is what we closed it.
so we can just do that.
Yeah, just pretty much let them know, cause about the only one it really affects is Turner Drive,
Yeah.
I think.
Yep.
'Cause I think we
There.
could put, we're gonna update the flyer to include everything. Maybe there's more things to include on the flyer. How do you wanna be listed, Lady A?
Where?
Sophia's Calypso or
On what?
on the trailer, decorating the trailer?
I'll figure that out.
So SoCo Construction and, well,
Yeah, that's
we're
fine.
gonna advertise it, so, you know, just call back with that.
I totally will.
I'll show you. If you're listing something, you probably wanna put it on there, on the flyer. Or nobody will know you're decorating it like that.
Okay.
I just think it's SoCo, you know?
I think you can use that flyer, but then maybe just, do we just need to add a little more information to it, or do we just say,
That's what-
contact Shelby?
I don't even remember how.
Well, I think the other way,
Contact Shelby to,
that and you should put up your social media stuff so
Yeah.
that they can,
well, I think we can, yeah, use that poster on your social media. or
that and
whatever,
then just,
And then
yeah.
just like push it out there. Yeah, I don't know, do we just like encourage people to decorate their houses or like put up lights and stuff? Do we,
Yeah, for sure.
Contest.
do we have a contest again? Like how do you try and get, or? yeah.
Well, you could give them Bowdle bucks, you can do whatever, I mean, oh, yay, you get the free Santa trophy.
Usually,
I'd do it for that.
Usually I feel like I'm a competitive person and I would do it for a big trophy or just like a random little trophy.
Yeah.
Right,
I would go all out for that.
nutcrackers are huge this year,
Yeah.
give them a nutcracker.
We could put together like a little Christmas basket of some sort with like some snacks or something, I don't know.
For sure.
We just give everyone $10 to decorate their house.
Yeah, Brian.
I'm absolutely not doing that, not unless I can be there and be like, okay, I wanna see your lights,
Yeah.
receipts, put them up.
Yeah, I Googled it.
I'll be like, ooh, $10, free
Yeah.
beer,
This is what-
no.
Does this sound doable?
Oh, yeah.
I forgot that I Googled this to figure out how to set it up.
6. I was wondering how many, okay.
Is that gonna and then like hook the lights together on each one, so you really only have to plug one in.
Yeah,
Right.
then you run the lights going
So-
from tunnel to tunnel,
How do you,
from arch to arch is how you run the lights, right? So it makes a tunnel,
yeah,
yeah. So, and that one has
well, I was
6.
trying to figure out how they want to do this rebar thing.
The rebar's just where you drive into the ground, so you have somewhere to
How
put
do
the
you do
tube,
that when the ground's frozen?
just put the tube on.
It's not
Little-
frozen yet.
Just little 1 foot, I don't know how,
Uh,
4.5 feet.
I have no idea on
That
that
seems a
stuff.
lot.
well,
That's all
it
you.
says 2 to 4.5.
Oh, 2, there you go, yeah,
I
I was
just
gonna
use
say, a
zip
2 foot
ties.
piece of
Yeah.
rebar, you drive 1 foot down, so you don't hit any wires. You don't wanna go, you don't wanna go any deeper than 1 foot. And then
I
you
could
put the
see
pipe
that
over the other
happening.
foot, you bend it and stick it over the other piece of rebar. Should
Okay.
hold it.
That, as long as you think it would work.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you need from me? Besides
Um,
Christmas lights, do you want me to send you these 2 pictures?
If you wanna just send me that list, I'll make sure we got everything.
Okay.
Otherwise-
I can do the lights.
For what are you doing?
Christmas light tunnel, have you ever seen them before?
We're at,
The park, I think, would that work?
oh, that'd be cute.
Yeah, going back to
I'm
the
not gonna
tree.
do it at my house.
See, that's another thing, like, while you're constructing it, you could do like an Instagram and you could
Yeah.
show it and then create hype that.
Yeah.
I mean,
So it'd look like that,
oh my god, I want it in my yard.
right? There's a couple people that do them in Aberdeen, and Sophie, my daughter, loves
Oh,
it. She thinks it's the coolest thing ever, and
Yeah,
it
I thought they
looks.
would run that string of lights.
No, they wrap them
Oh.
around the
Oh, I
PVC
see.
pipe, and you do like all different colors, so I was gonna just do the multicolor
Hmm.
at like Walmart, you can buy the
I was-
boxes for cheap.
Yeah, I was thinking you'd go from arch to arch to make that. I see,
Yeah.
I get it.
See, I think the kids would like that.
That'd be so cute.
Absolutely.
And
Can
I
you
think-
do it? Can you get it going beforehand?
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, he's gotta build the most thing.
I mean, I'm thinking the more you guys do ahead of time,
Yeah,
the more
for
you can
sure.
build,
Yeah, I'll
and they
send
can
you
see,
these.
hey,
Put that
something's
at the top
actually
of the
gonna
list.
happen.
Yeah.
Tunnels.
You don't have enough stuff going on, right?
Tunnels and the tree lighting, I gotta figure out when.
You're gonna be building
Don't worry,
all
my
sorts of
faucet can wait. That's okay. I'll YouTube how to do it.
stuff. There you
There you
go.
go. No, we're back in.
It won't end well. I'll end up with the help anyway. Okay, is she coming back? Are you guys done? What are we doing?
Don't know.
I guess is that was like the last thing of new business. Do we have any new business? I suppose maybe she had new business.
The only thing I have for new business was, this grant opportunity that we just received. And,
Yeah, is there anything else we need to do with that? What was the deadline for that again?
December 31st.
Yeah, the end of the year.
Oh,
So, you know, she wanted a quote from me, yeah, she gave me the keys, I just haven't gotten over there yet. We need 5 letters of approval. There's quite I think that would be about the hardest thing we have to obtain.
letters of approval. So
Okay,
5
so
letters basically.
what is needed to apply for the grant? It's a T-Mobile. T-Mobile is partnering up with, it's called a T-Mobile Hometown Grant. And it's partnering up with Main Street America. So step 1, you create an account with our partner, Main Street America. Step 2, you'll be taken to an application page with detailed steps, drop-down menus, fillable forms, and places to upload documents. Hometown grants are intended for shovel-ready projects. Information required: examples of in-kind donation possibilities, additional funding to cover the remainder of the project, details on permits needed or already obtained, Step 3, after submitting your proposal, you'll get a confirmation email that your application was received within 60 days of the application window closing. Every applicant will be notified via email whether their project proposal is a winner. You'll also receive a phone call if you're a winner. Frequent questions. It says you can submit an application at this website here. Small towns with populations less than 50,000 are eligible. Recipients are selected and awarded on a quarterly basis. Grants are up to 50,000 per town. Selected winners will provide status updates on their projects at 6 and 12 months. Plans must be able to be executed within 12 months of receiving the funds. Who can request a grant? A full proposal should be 3 to 5 pages. Describe the scope of work completed using the requested funds. Shovel-ready plans include site maps, architectural drawings, and photos may be included. You'll be asked to describe the need, how this grant will help the community overcome a challenge, and who specifically will benefit from this project. Explain how impact will be measured, demonstrating how the project will lead to the anticipated result or change. Outline the budget. If the full project budget exceeds 50,000, please describe remaining funding sources. T-Mobile funds must be used and work completed within 12 months of the award. Please explain exactly what the T-Mobile's grant will cover. Matching funds are not required. To ensure timelines are met, you need to provide details on permits needed obtained if applicable, plus list additional businesses or partners to be contracted for the work. And this one, up to 5 letters of support from local government and or community organizations, partners, or members demonstrating community alignment, engagement, and consensus for the project. Applications will be open on a quarterly basis with the following schedule. Spring applications open January through March. Portal will close on the last day of each quarter and reopen for the new quarter on the 1st of the month. Does that mean we can apply multiple times? Once every quarter? I guess if you don't, when?
I think there's like a, was there a frequently asked questions I had to look?
All hometown grants applications will be notified 30 to 60 days after the end of each quarter on the status. And it goes into how the towns are selected. Both Smart Growth America and Main Street America on they are the grant selection panel. Both trusted nonprofit organizations have deep expertise in building stronger, healthier, and more connected communities. Together we determine the grant recipients based on the details and fullness of the submission, scored against the following criteria: community need, community impact, partners, engagement, and resources leveraged for the project. So it sounds like the more partners we have, better. Feasibility, if selected, they're checking if it can be done in 12 months. Alignment with T-Mobile small town strategy. We're committed to be a force for good, empowering more people with essential digital connections, championing equitable opportunities for all, and driving towards a more sustainable future. So, there's a couple ideas on how we could use the grant. One for the G&O building. Had an idea for the museum, for the library, possibly combining all 3. But yeah, we need ideas to see what we can come up with.
What's your objective for the GNO?
To get a roof on it and to stop the water from coming in, to make the building sellable,
Oh, that's what you wanna do? You don't have an end game for like,
savable,
Residual.
or sellable.
okay.
That's what I'm wondering for this grant. Will they want you to put basically how you're gonna use that building done.
Right. If there would be interested in furthering the building into something, if he has any ideas, I mean,
Well, I'm s-
if we can get it dried in, we literally have forever to do something with the building then. You know,
It seems like with grants,
so we can raise more money.
and it seems like with grants and that partnering and stuff, they do like to see something, I don't know what the right word, like the
They
museum.
wanna see
say-
a,
Like
they wanna
something
see a
like-
plan.
Like your.
Yeah, give back to the
museum.
community, or
Right.
like
Yep.
something that will help grow the community or help in some way in your community.
Yeah,
Right. So I know the town was pretty upset to hear there's a possibility of that building, you know, going, so.
Yeah.
that
Do you know when it was
That
built?
was the concern on that, they don't wanna see another building leaving Main Street.
Do you know when it was built?
Yeah, actually, we have a entire history on it. It actually was moved in around 1880, I wanna say.
There you go, you can get a
on-
historical deal,
On rollers,
okay?
and every day that it was moving, it was still open. They still open the general store as a general store.
That's another thing you could put out there and try to find some old pictures, but I think you could get a historical building. Grant, loan,
Yeah, I think around 1920 or something, it got the addition to the west, and then 80 feet long or something like that.
yeah,
so I know Selby did their, you guys familiar with that opera house they tore
Yep.
down?
yep,
So, I had talked to that finance officer kinda, and there is a grant out there, what is it called?
No,
Well, that Nair Syed or whatever is in charge of it, the guy. And there's lots of process to that, it took them over, like 2.5 years to get through that process. And they were looking at it at first as to try and save it. And then ended up after they had to get, just so you guys know what it requires. So you have to go through to make sure there's nothing in there, you know, to get the testing.
remediation.
Yeah, remediation and the testing for anything that's in there, and then, you have to have a engineer come in and give their,
Diagnosis.
like, yeah, just to say, yes, it's savable, no, it isn't, that kind of thing. But I would guess it's the same kind of thing if you go through that historic route, not that it can't be done, I think it's called the Brownsville grant, actually. So you
there's
can
probably
certainly
more than that one out there, I bet you.
reach out. The people at, I guess it was that conference for the city, there was an engineer there, or Geotech was the name of the company that said, this is what you need to go through to try and, like, they knew the steps, they're like, we can help you, but go through this grant first to see if you can get some money for it. Cause they pretty much just said if you go through us, it's gonna be insanely expensive.
Yeah, yeah.
But if this would help, I mean, if
I guess the
we
front-
can
the
somehow
front
get
page-
that, that
yeah,
would
the
be a
front
good
page here
start.
Says, we're investing $25 million in 500 rural towns over 5 years to jumpstart projects and build stronger communities. Together we can help upgrade your tech at your local library, build new hiking trails, revitalize historic buildings, and so much more.
Well, there's 6 of them right here that
You
I think
just,
we need
would
to break-
apply.
you just gotta look, a lot of them are matching grants, so you
Mhm.
have to raise the funds to match 50% or match,
Well-
and I think some of that, I mean, you just have to look further into them.
Right, the burr in my side is if the golf course can get what they want, there's no reason why a corner building up here can't get something.
Yeah.
It's
And
in town, it's gonna bring taxes in here.
If you can get the people to donate, yeah, I agree with you,
I think there are people who would,
yeah.
they just don't know that there's a plan in place.
That's the thing, I feel like that's something we need to work towards, is figuring out what's the plan for that, do we want it to be some business, kind of like what Rocky had, like, do you try to, I don't even know where
I think you
going
need
for
to go
people
with the
like,
retail, you need to bring
what do
something in
you-
there that is a retail that brings people there all the time.
Back when I was Janet was here, she asked me to do a bid on it. And I was just getting into the breaking stuff down. Actually measured the upstairs, and we broke it down into having 3 apartments upstairs. That'd be 2 2-bedrooms and a single bedroom, just smaller apartments up there. And she was thinking we could do 2 businesses downstairs, split the place in half with a daycare on one side and another just company, where we could rent it out.
That would be
Yeah.
cool, having
'Cause
apartments and then,
and the daycare downstairs.
yeah,
Maybe before and after school care or
yeah.
And I always go back to, you know, the whole how do you eat an elephant kind of thing, cause I think the first thing is, if we don't get that roof closed up,
yeah, we'll have
it's
to tear
gonna
it-
continue to
We'll have to tear it down.
deteriorate.
But it's just, yeah, to get the money, do you have to show them that you have a specific goal that you're working towards, like what you're gonna do with that building?
Right.
I don't know.
Right,
Would
cause
they
I
be
don't
fine
see
just being
people
like, we want
donating
to-
fix the roof.
Yeah,
It might be like an insurance thing where, you know, you can't get insurance on the building until you get the roof fixed.
yeah.
So,
Well, the other
Yes,
thing
like
is,
you can't apply for the Happy Home grant without insurance. Well, if you don't have a roof, you can't get insurance.
well, it seems
So
like they
there's-
did.
If there's steps there.
How did they get that last insurance?
I'm just saying for other people in town who don't have insurance on their house.
Oh, gotcha.
They can't apply for the Happy Home grant because essentially they don't have a roof.
Right. Have you ever thought of, having like a job share and making like dentist office, chiropractors, optometrists, like stuff
That's
like
what
that?
Vern
Tried
had said at
that.
one point, that she
It's
thought that would
really
that would be a
something
really good
that's
idea.
needed.
And I
If
feel
you had
like,
like half of that space where, yeah, you had some people lined up that could come in once every couple weeks or whatever it may be.
Right,
I feel like Janet said that early on too, and they tried something, they were working with somebody. Not that it couldn't be tried again.
I was gonna say, work with another person if it doesn't succeed the first time, and that's something,
Right.
it's a value added thing to
Right.
the town.
Things have changed, yeah.
To see a chiropractor.
Right, a chiropractor, a dentist, a masseuse,
Yeah,
I don't know.
You could probably get a lot of different professionals in here, knowing, I mean, if you were able to do a traffic count of, use the pharmacy. Use the pharmacy, use the hospital, and then that could branch off, because then the hospital could have it, whatever, that's again where your social media is gonna come into play, because I'm sure that somebody would come here.
where do you start? Like,
Exactly,
where do you
yeah.
start with it?
With the roof,
Such a,
Well,
Yeah, I think
you're
the
gonna
roof
need
is
5.
first, yeah.
but then to get any grants, I feel like you need to have somewhat of a plan.
Right,
Well,
what are
and
you
I
gonna do with
kinda-
this building?
Yeah.
And I kinda started writing some verbiage for that
Mhm.
grant, and I think,
We
I don't
just-
know,
we
I
want-
do
we wanna
think
win
everybody
this.
would have to be on board with the vision, right, for the grant, I think you're right. They're gonna wanna know.
I
about
think they
goals,
would, I don't
what's
think
your
it's like, we
plan?
wanna save this building, we wanna save, or put a new roof on to save this building to do something to help our community, I think they wanna know, like, how, what are you gonna put in there
Yeah.
that's gonna help your community? I don't know,
Create
in
more
order to,
indoor
When I do
space.
think the museum, I mean, and you could say,
Maybe a community center. Well, we could say to turn it into a community center, I don't know.
I think the museum is an important piece of it.
The
I think they
museum,
would look at it
yeah.
as an important piece of
the
my,
museum could definitely
Be
be a
part
part
of
of it.
It'd be big enough.
cause you can say, hey, I wanna build some office spaces, like that can be part of your plan,
Yeah,
but probably not the whole plan.
yes,
Yeah.
Maybe we could,
I think, yeah, utilizing part of the space for the museum is a good idea, and then
maybe,
Better new community
maybe
or
move
the
the building.
apartments, cause they need
the
housing.
apartments for sure.
that would almost have to be some kind of partner
like
or you
a,
could actually
like a
sell,
manage, somebody that doesn't
you
manage
could
the
sell the condos also, you know.
make it a
there's-
cooperative or something.
Well, there's buildings that they'll sell you the condo up there, and you just own it, the one you want. The price usually goes up when you resell it. It's just like any other property, it's just a condo. There's
You
that.
own your,
Yep,
your
Yep.
inset, your space.
yep.
From the paint in.
Yeah.
Yeah, from the paint in, yeah.
Yeah.
So, so there's that route, there's, like I said, some kind of investor who would like to set up 3 apartments on Main Street here, that'd be the best. I don't think anybody else is gonna wanna walk upstairs to go to an office or something.
No.
Well, you wouldn't be able to, cause then you got a handicap accessible situation, elevator and all that other stuff, so there's all that to consider for that.
Right, so it's definitely gonna take more than 50,000 for that, but it would definitely give it a huge kickstart. Maybe just telling them that, we're looking to
Yeah.
get this building going,
I,
provide some indoor space for this cold weather town. I don't think we need any more outdoor spaces or a hiking trail.
Yeah,
I
maybe
think
not
we
top
need-
You could
priority.
do
So the museum, community center.
Well, you could do a Kickstarter if you had a really good idea and a good plan. You could do Kickstarter, and I bet you there'd be some people that used to live here, et cetera, that might wanna donate. There's some very wealthy people that lived here.
I was also thinking of the, you think the school would have a whole bunch of extra stuff to donate to like a community center, since they're closing?
Well, they will.
We could,
Too
Like
soon,
instead
I
of
mean,
sorry.
it depends on what,
Like
yeah,
in-
what
like
happens with
instead
that,
of a
cause we will
library-
still have, I mean, they will still have that school, like, we're still gonna have the elementary school going. But,
so I was
I
thinking,
don't know what they'll do.
instead of a library that just, you know, loans out books, checks out books, they could check out basketballs and weightlifting equipment and
pickleball. Pickleball.
musical instruments. I mean, it'd be for the kids in the town.
Yeah.
I mean, you just check it out like a book, and they return one and done.
I think like,
Somebody wants to learn how
yeah.
to play tuba or something. I think that'd be really neat.
Piano lessons or something.
Well, it'd just be more of the items that we could check out. We could just check them out. Like even if it's
I think kids would
like a toaster
I mean,
oven
like,
that somebody
just
needs, you know,
kids,
or
like,
anything,
like when you're at
Just-
the college dorm.
right? Like what more could we do
Like,
for the
there's a
people in
crock
this
pot.
town?
that is true, yeah.
Like it'd be for the people in town, whatever they need, whatever we have, they could check out. It'd be a whole lot bigger than the library now, so maybe we would need a bigger building to do that.
Yeah.
Have a big community center, museum.
That is a good idea.
Wonder who has something like that. Could we field trip or something? Like, isn't the Selby, not maybe, is the Selby one bigger? They're, I don't know. Do they have something like that, or who has something like that? I don't
Like
know.
what, like an open gym or
No, like a community, like a smaller community type center.
Gettysburg?
Gettysburg.
I feel like, yeah, who else? Smith? Does Smith have one?
Maybe just, I don't know, I'm such a visual person, I
I
don't.
think I went to theirs.
Kelsey does a bunch for her.
I'm just picturing a big storage room full of items.
So this is what
Basically
Kelsey does.
go
at
shopping and-
Gettysburg, she made a center out of their auditorium.
If they
And
need
she
it.
just does like basketball camps and
Hmm.
she had football camp this fall for the kids. She does all sorts of things for them.
One, and they are like, to be using the gym.
I mean, yes,
So
like the
we
Bowdle
could
school
link
will
up
still
with
be
them
Bowdle
and-
school,
okay.
like they'll still be using the school.
Yeah. So, and just an idea I had,
Yeah.
I've seen it done before.
So next steps on this, is it just narrowing down the vision and the verbiage, or like,
Yeah.
you still wanting to get on this back end one, or
I think we should just
wait till the next quarter? or
try
what-
for
what
all
do you
5
think?
years.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, if we don't get in on this one, but I think we need to
Try right away, or try to get.
some kind of verbiage going, yeah. The ultimate goal. Need a goal.
So if I send something out, do you guys wanna add to it?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, I mean, just to start something,
Sure.
you know?
Yeah.
Okay. Or just input or something.
Yeah, because we all know.
Or did you say something else before I came back in here?
No,
Okay.
no, we were just wrapping
You
up
just start, like,
the festive,
Typing it up, like.
Mhm.
the festive lights.
Yeah, just take each thing.
And winter
just
night.
like-
Can you do like a Google Docs or something and share it with our emails and then we can all like type on it? Or
I'm not a great Google Docker, I don't, I can ask my daughter.
Alexa, that's all she uses,
I know, she's
so.
like, oh, for the love, give me that. So, yes, I will figure it out.
When you are working on something with
So
a
you
group,
can
it is
add in
nice,
it,
because
yeah.
then anyone, we can all
Yeah.
like type and like.
I've
see what
worked
each
on
other's
it, but I've
typing.
never
Yeah.
created it. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, you just create
Okay.
it and then you just like share it with our emails.
Okay.
And like
Okay.
allow us to edit
Let me
it.
see what I can do.
Yeah. Alexa can help you.
And then I think the only other thing, we just gotta set up the next meeting. And maybe we can come up with something by then and still get in on this December 31st.
So, on the festive lights and winter nights thing, so I feel like that's gonna come really fast. You guys want to start to like market, just get that out there?
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about that and.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, we definitely think that we should be putting it out on
Do you
social
need help with the
media.
flyers? Handing them out all over?
I think
I
that's-
have no problem, if I can figure out how to.
People usually come in
allow
here
other
to see
people
her
on the
anyway.
Yeah,
Okay.
just add whoever is an
I-
admin.
I'm an admin, but I don't know, I'm gonna have to ask somebody.
You can, if you can pull it up, I can help you.
You know
I
how?
think.
Okay. Cause
Cause
I don't need, I am not,
I think we definitely, need to push it out there, and just say like, if anyone's interested, like, there's still time,
I am
like, you can
happy
still
to
contact us.
let somebody
Okay.
add to it, be on it, whatever.
Let me remember to ask. I think that's when you left, we were,
What's that?
I think while you were out, we came up with if they get tripwire, they need someplace to stay.
Oh, yeah,
Help me remember that.
okay.
So you're checking into the legalities, the tent setup, Shane Jacobs can maybe help with that,
Yeah, Rodney and Shane,
and
Are
Russ
you-
Myers for the stage.
okay.
Carrie, do you wanna send me his number? Ross's.
Oh, yeah.
And then, I'm gonna,
I know,
Start
right? I
checking
tried
into
once and I was like,
kickball.
I give up.
I'll see how Amy ran the kickball the last time,
Here,
and
I'll send you everything that she sent
check
me.
with the Beatles.
Cause you have to get,
Okay, we're on here. Now we can
co-ed
go to
teams in here to have a guide team.
Right.
If I, no.
And then come up with some grant ideas.
And I'm just going to start screenshotting and just link to it.
Okay, manage admins, I'm getting there. Don't ask me again how to do it, but, okay, so this is like who's on there. So you
remove people, it says if it needs a password.
Oh,
Reset it.
yeah,
Let me see, I don't know how to do that.
that's not cool, I mean,
I don't
cause
know.
when Amy had the tower base, so when she made me an admin, I just got a notification for it, and all
And
you
it
gotta do is
doesn't
just
give you anything that says,
Well,
If
pop
your
back and
password
forth
was
on the button.
incorrect, does it let you, like change?
I'll see, I don't know.
Oh wait, Lady, you were saying something about Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
so probably should look into setting up an Instagram account.
Yeah, you should have one,
I
and
don't
then
like
you should,
Twitter.
Well, I guess I can add.
I guess I have a
Yeah,
Twitter, I
maybe.
don't use, I have both accounts, but I don't use either, I'm bad.
I don't know, MZ,
Younger people
I can
definitely
give
use
you, I can
Instagram.
give you your posts. That I could do,
Okay, so more so.
cause I have all that software. And then
Okay.
if you wanna push it out, that's fine, cause I
Yeah, that's
have like
Yeah,
several accounts that I could deal with.
yeah.
I have to have a password to give access.
Any chance that Janet still remembers
I
the
can
password?
ask her, I don't.
You're probably gonna have to, cause Facebook got a little weird.
Yeah,
They get really tight about that. But yeah, I can just start sending, if you send me the
If you just
flyer,
send out what you got, we can.
I'll do the
print it.
posts, I'll send you the posts, and then I'll put music with it, and
You
I
just
can
send
do
out
like
that's
something
handy.
that's
Yeah,
super
print it
cool,
or
that
whatever you
Oh,
can
yeah, yeah.
Get
Then
some
we can
going.
gets some
we can
interest,
Print it out. and
which,
send
you
it.
know, that's what you're
Well,
gonna
I
have to
think we
do.
were talking about,
Sounds good.
like, getting the festive lights in there,
Oh,
like,
on the first.
marketing.
Good
Oh.
call, starting.
Yeah, if you make it outside,
Yeah, don't blow away.
Well, if anybody's
I know.
got any questions, we can.
Megan, you don't have it set up on the app yet?
They had Tom put it on his phone to try and like put our accounts together,
Yep.
and now it won't let me go on it on my phone without signing him out of his phone.
They wanted me to do that when,
So
for the
now,
pickup, and I was like, no, Darren's got it to
That's
start,
what
but
we
it's
did,
funny,
and
cause
then,
every
like,
now and then if he
Christmas
wants to start
and
his
Guess we
pickup,
could go.
he'll accidentally start mine, so
Yeah.
I'm looking at Darren, so I'm like,
I feel like, I don't know, I need my own thing so I can, cause I
Right.
That'd be tricky.
no.
I'd
Cause
say
I
probably
use that all the
between-
time on my car.
alright, so we're gonna end for now, and I'll do a recap in a little bit.
That would be
the
One,
10th
two.
or the 17th.
That's not that far.
1 week.
Oh,
Yeah.